What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Queen Talks Crime, and I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, okay? This video is for educational, informative, and criticism purposes only. All right? That's it. That's all. All right, welcome back to all my loyal subscribers. Welcome back, welcome back. Thank you guys for watching. All right. Don't forget, at the end of this video, I will be giving you my opinion on this case. And the case we'll be talking about is John Benet. All right, John Benet Ramsey. This case always kind of befuddled me a little bit because every time I get a suspect that I'm like, okay, yeah, they did it, something comes out that I have to rule out that suspect. So this case really it befuddled me. Like, you guys, it's crazy. Okay, so let's get into it. You have this beautiful baby girl, John Benet Ramsey. All right. She was very talented, very loving. She was born to John Ramsey. She was born to Patsy. I'm sorry. I don't know why I was going to call Patsy Patricia. But Patsy Ramsey, she had a little brother named Burke. All right. Now, Patsy, she was a former beauty queen. She was all into how she, looked, how she's perceived by other people. She's married to big time John, who makes a lot of money. A lot of moolah. He makes a lot of money, okay? A lot. So they have this big old, nice, beautiful house. All right, double-digit bedrooms, okay? Why you need that many bedrooms, I don't know. But they had double-digit bedrooms, okay? John and Patsy sleep on the top floor, and Burke and John Benet slept on the lower level, okay? So they in this big, gigantic house, all right? So you got Patsy. Okay, now remember, y'all, this is 1996, all right? So people aren't as on edge and suspicious of every single body in 1996 as we are today. So 1996, Patsy, she has all these friends and she likes to decorate. She's a decorator. She decorates. She goes all out for different holidays, seasons, occasions. She decorates the whole house. So she has people, strangers, whomever, take tours through their house. Okay. Not thinking at the time, I'm assuming she's not thinking that anybody, okay, could get lost in your mansion, hide out in your mansion, or they could be looking at what all you have and try to come back at another time. But anyway, so she allowed people to come through the house, take tours, of all the decorations. She's very friendly. No worries in the world, okay? So December the 25th, 1996, John Benet's last time being alive. So they found a ransom letter, okay? John and Patsy. They come down, they found a letter the next morning, okay, on the staircase. And I'll have the letter posted so you can see this letter. Now, this is a 2.5-page ransom note. Who is doing that? I don't know. But the letter is basically saying, we want $118,000, or we're going to do this and that to John Benet. We're going to call back between the hours of 5 and 8 a.m. Answer the phone. No FBI, no police, etc. If you tell anybody, if anybody knows about this, we're going to unlive John Benet. Well, Patsy phones police, lets them know, hey, my daughter's been kidnapped. Come help. Oh my God, come help. So the police get there within minutes, okay, within minutes. And, you know, they're talking to John and Patsy. Now, Patsy calls her friends. So they have all these people over here, okay? All these people in this house. You have the police, the friends. You got the crime scene is just basically consumed before we even find little John Benet. Before they find her, it's consumed. They have people, friends cleaning the kitchen. They're cleaning around. They're cleaning up. Nobody's thinking. Even the police. I don't even know what they was doing, but the police, I guess, they're just chilling. They're talking to them, looking around, letting the friends clean up, walk all over the place. The friends are passing around the ransom note. Everybody's hands is touching this ransom note. So goodbye to fingerprints. Goodbye to DNA. They're passing around the ransom note. All the friends are reading this ransom note. I don't understand what the police were thinking at that time. I don't know if they was scared to say something because they was wealthy people and maybe they was powerful. I don't know. But they didn't say nothing. So you got the people cleaning up. So if there was any evidence, DNA, crime scene completely destroyed, then you got the letter being handed to all of the friends. All of the friends is handling this letter. So they go off. Now, mind you, this is a big house. I mean, double-digit rooms. They're breaking off and are searching. John, okay, now mind you, somebody already went down to the basement, but they didn't open the latch and go in. Not sure why not, but they didn't. John goes down there, opens the latch. Boom. He sees John Benet. She's covered up. She has a white blanket over her stomach. She has duct tape up over her mouth. She has a nylon cord around her neck and wrists, hands. She's bound. He picks her up. He realizes my baby is dead. My baby is dead. He screams. He picks her up and takes her upstairs to the police. The police detectives have him lay her down on the ground. Now, we just went over around the house upstairs has been contaminated. The letter is contaminated. Now, down there where John Benet's body laid in the basement is now contaminated. Why? Because John Ramsey picked up his daughter. So she had a blanket over her waist, again, a nylon cord around her neck and hands, was bound. She had duct tape over her mouth. Okay. John Ramsey said he realized his daughter was deceased. So he screams, they go upstairs, and everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. So, but this was 6 hours after police got there. So you got 6 hours of contamination until they find John Benet's body. I don't know why the police didn't ask the people to step out. This is a crime scene. The whole house is a crime scene. I don't know. But they didn't. So her body is there. You got detectives talking to everybody. Now the heat's turned up because she is unlived in their house. Obviously, foul play. You see the nylon cord. You see this. You see the duct tape. You see this. So you know there's foul play. And the baby was brutally unlived. Okay. So they get the baby out and they go on out. They take her, they do a autopsy. And the autopsy revealed that she was asphyxiated and there was blunt force to the head. Okay. So, as they're looking around and they're taking pictures, and obviously everything's destroyed. So all they can see is that what they can see. Take pictures of what they did see. Everything that was done to little JonBenet was done to her from the items in that home. They are speculating that the flashlight that was on the kitchen counter was taken and hit in JonBenet's head. That's what they're speculating. The cord, the nylon cord, was found in the basement, and Patsy's art kit supplies. The garrote that they used to asphyxiate JonBenet was broke off by a paintbrush and made by her art supplies. So everything that this person used to unalive JonBenet was, they used everything in the house. Everything. Their items in their house, or them, they use their own items in their house. Whoever, I'll let y'all know at the end what my opinion is. But they use these items to unalive her. And if the parents did it, that's stupid. Okay? I'm just going to let you know. That's stupid. Why would you lose something in your art supplies? Or could you have done that on purpose to be like, okay, now they can't be that dumb to use this and throw people off? I don't know. Also, the paper for the ransom note was Patsy's paper. It was off of her pad. It was her pen. And they could tell by the pad that this person tried multiple times to write this letter. Where they wrote it, tore the paper off, balled it up, threw it away, tried again. So either this person, this kidnapper, either they was very uneducated and did not know nothing what they doing. This is crazy. I mean, and then what person writes a 2.5-page note? What kidnapper writes a 2.5-page note? Let's talk about the note real quick, the ransom note. Things in the ransom note make you seem like they had intimate knowledge of the Ramseys. The $118,000 ransom that they are asking, requesting of the Ramseys, they're demanding, was a bonus of John's previous year. Who would know that? Is it somebody from his job? Is it some of his friends, close friends that know? Is it the wife? Who? Is it John? Who? But they was very intimate knowledge of the Ramseys in there. So obviously we know it's not a stranger. Okay? It was someone that kind of knew, had intimate knowledge of the Ramseys, right? So that was wild. So they knew intimate knowledge in the ransom note. That's contaminated. Downstairs where JonBenet was laid at, that's contaminated. I mean, friends cleaning up, that's contaminated. Everything is contaminated. So they do the autopsy. Now, they take blood, DNA, hairs from John, Patsy, and little Burke. So they rule them out. There is a foreign DNA on JonBenet, allegedly in her undergarments. There was a foreign DNA, okay? That is not none of theirs. Now, this happened over 25 years, about 25 years ago. Why do we know whose DNA is it? We don't know to this day, 25 years later, whose DNA this is. But there was a strange DNA in her undergarments. All right? So, with that being said, that to some, that rules out John and Patsy. To some officers, law enforcement, some still think John and Patsy did this, that the parents are involved. Some believe that someone crept in. Now, in the basement window was broke. It was busted out. Okay? It was busted out, and there was a suitcase right there where you could step in. Now, there are some speculations that the basement window, there was a spider web that was unbothered. But there was a man, Mr. Smith, who came in through that window and didn't bother the spider web, to show that it's possible someone still could have went in that window and not disturb the spider web. So, whatever you believe, okay? Because we don't know still. So, one of the theories that they busted the window, came through, and got in the house. Another theory, okay, so some people are saying that didn't happen because the snow, there was no footprints. But it did snow again. So they're not really sure if there was footprints or not because it re-snowed. So you don't really know if there was footprints or not. So that's iffy. So what does speculating that that person went in there, like I said, John and Patsy on the very, very top floor. They're not going to hear a scream. None of that sort. Allegedly, a neighbor heard a scream that night. And they did a retesting of the scene. And on the top floor, you can't hear a scream. But when someone's re-screamed in the basement, the neighbor can hear it. All right? So, that's proving that John and Patsy, if JonBenet screamed, they didn't hear her upstairs. But the neighbor heard. And allegedly, a neighbor heard a scream that late night, early morning. So, they're speculating that a person came in that had some type of intimate knowledge because there was no forced entry through the door, but that window downstairs was broken. And then there was like another window that was cracked due to the lights that lead to outside to be able to plug it in. But that window was busted out, and they're assuming that someone came in, got JonBenet, hit her in the head with the flashlight to subdue her, and then duct taped her, tied her up. Something could have went wrong, and he didn't deliberately kill her. Now, we do know that the DNA belongs to an unknown male, so that's why I say he. Something could have went wrong. He accidentally killed her. Okay. Might not have been intentional. He just probably tried to get her quiet. She started screaming. He got nervous, didn't know what he was doing. Overly hit her and couldn't get her out quick enough. Okay, couldn't get her out. So he had to leave her there because to the Chimos, what's a deceased baby going to do? You're to a Chimo, your goal is to get in there, get the baby live, and take it. Something went wrong if that scenario is true. Because it made no sense of how she was unlived. Or unless that was the goal, to get in there, take her, unlive her, and leave her. Who knows? All right, so you got the DNA, unknown male. Then, so they got everything from Burke, everyone. They interviewed Burke, they interviewed John, they interviewed Patsy. The police definitely got real suspicious of them because the parents lawyered up very fast. They lawyered up real fast, and they didn't want to talk to anyone. And when they did do an interview a little bit later on, it's around on YouTube, you can look it up. The police really had their sights on John and Patsy. Okay, on John and Patsy. And you got Patsy, she said on the interview, go look for who hurt my daughter. Stop asking me questions and go find who did it. So, you have John and Patsy saying, hey, we're innocent, we did not do this. And then, news media is going crazy, especially when they found out JonBenet was in beauty pageants. So people are really thinking, oh my God, there was a chemo that had sights on this beautiful baby girl, JonBenet, and they went after her. So you got the news going crazy, got her beauty pageant photos all over the world. This captivated the whole nation when they found out she was in the beauty pageants. Some people was upset because they was like, you just exposed your daughter to the chemos. Some people are upset, some people didn't see nothing wrong with it. I'll give you my opinion at the end of this video. But, so yeah, you got all that going on. You got the Ramseys not having a good rapport with the law enforcement because they're trying their best to get anything and everything they can on them, accusing them. You got them going back and forth with the DAs, the grand jury. The grand jury, I believe, indicted them, but it was dropped from insufficient evidence. Now, let's get to what was in JonBenet's stomach, her last meal. Her last meal was pineapple. Her last meal was pineapple and milk. Now, what's crazy about that is John and Patsy denied giving her pineapples that night. So who made the baby a bowl of pineapples? Nobody knows. I mean, this is why this case is so crazy, because nobody knows anything. Everything is just a hot mess, okay? A hot mess. So you got this baby ate this bowl of pineapples that nobody claims to make for her with milk. Guess whose fingerprints was on the bowl of milk with pineapples? Burke's. So you got some people believing not only because his fingerprints was on the bowl of pineapples and milk, but because when his interviews, Burke showed no type of emotion towards JonBenet being deceased. One of his statements, because I watched him, one of his statements was basically, oh, well, she's gone. He want to move forward. He want to move on. And he did a gesture like this is what he think happened to his sister with the knife. So some people are like, oh my God, Burke is, yeah, maybe Burke did it. So you got people believing different things. This case is so crazy. But they ruled Burke out. Okay, they don't believe he did it. Obviously, that's not how JonBenet passed, but he was just a kid. He was just a kid. Now, I'm not saying kids don't do things, because they do, trust, they do. But they basically ruled him out. But how did Burke's handprints get on that bowl? I mean, that's my question. How did Burke's handprints get on that bowl with JonBenet's? Did Burke get up and make it? And then him and JonBenet was down there eating it together and took a bite and went back to bed? I mean, if Patsy and John didn't do it, didn't make the bowl, then who did? Burke? It was only y'all? Or are you saying the killer made her a bowl of pineapples and milk? Let me know what y'all think down below, because this is crazy. This is crazy. It's crazy. What's important to me right now is finding out whose DNA that was on JonBenet. And that will break this case wide open. So where are the Ramseys now? Patsy, she died of breast cancer, 2006. John Ramsey right now has remarried, and he is still fighting. He's still fighting. He just did an interview where he is talking about the police will not release the evidence and the DNA of his daughter so he can get it tested and find out who unlived his daughter, right? He said the police refused to release. So the profile, the scientist that he's working with, that she works with DNA and breaks a lot of cases and catches killers. She is working hand in hand with John Ramsey. Now, she even offered to work with the police where you don't you don't have to release anything. I'll work with you to help you solve this 25-year-old case. I will work with you. Police are not budging. Boulder police is not budging. If I forgot to tell you, this happened in Boulder, Colorado. But yeah, the police aren't budging. They will not release nothing to John Ramsey or his person that he's working with. So John Ramsey has reached out to the governor. Okay, he reached out to the governor, and so the governor can force the police to release or allow this person to get involved. My question is, what is the problem? I mean, if y'all have this DNA, why not work to find out whose DNA it is? It's not about people's egos. Who cares who solves the case? We just want the case solved. We want to know who unlived John Benet. Who cares who gets the credit for it? Who gets the praise or the accolades for it? Who cares? I don't care. Neither should y'all. Just test the DNA and find whose DNA it is so we can know who unlived John Benet and we can solve this case. This cold case of 5 years. 25 years. Cold case. No way, Jose. No way. So John has reached out to the governor to get them involved. And he's still fighting to this day, him and his new wife. Okay? Let me let y'all guys know what I believe happened. I am stuck between Patsy Ramsey and someone breaking in through the window. But the person that I believe that broke in the window knows John and Patsy and has intimate knowledge. So I'm stuck in between someone breaking in, okay, and who did this to John Benet, and it went wrong. He used too much force and unlived her, and that wasn't the plan. So he had to find things, write a note, try to distract things, and set the scene, which I'm between that and I'm between Patsy. The reason why I'm between Patsy is because of that DNA. That DNA is the only thing is why I am stuck. Because everything points to Patsy, in my opinion. This is my opinion right now, y'all. You have the paper, the pen, her art supplies, and her nylon cord, the duct tape. Everything was in that house right there, and mostly hers. I believe maybe she got overly upset with John Benet, hit her too hard, assumed she was deceased. Because sometimes parents get upset and they do things as a mistake. Freaked out and staged this. That's what I've been thinking and feeling for a long, long time. I felt Patsy all over it. And also her being laid on the basement and covered up. It's intimate. It's intimate. The handwriting and the things that were said in it, I believe Patsy, because she's not dumb, she's smart, really tried to make this ransom note believable and wrote it too long and wrote too many intimate details in it as well. But the only thing that got me on the edge of it not being possibly not Patsy is that DNA. I mean, what other man that was on JonBenet in that house? So that's why I'm stuck at. I'm not sure if it was Patsy or an unknown male got in there, overly used too much force, was trying to take her out, used too much force to get her to be quiet, and she passed right there. And then freaked out. What is he gonna do? He planned on taking her alive. So we staged the scene. That's my opinion. Now, I believe Patsy made the bowl of pineapples and milk. I mean, that was the last of Benet's in her stomach contents. A lot of things don't make sense. Patsy was very defensive. So it's a lot of reasons why I believe Patsy did it. And I'm not sure if John helped cover it up, went along. I'm not sure. I mean, Patsy called her friends over to the house immediately. I mean, she's smart. All these people over, messing up the crime scene, passing the letter around. Goodbye to fingerprints. Everybody's fingerprints is on the letter. Everybody's fingerprints, and you got friends cleaning up. Oh, crime scene is destroyed. I mean, if you're smart, you know what to do. But I'm stuck in between the two. I'm not definitively sure. I do not believe Burke had nothing to do with it. John, I do not believe. I'm looking at pre and post behavior with John, and I believe he did not do that to his baby. But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on this case. Let me know what y'all believe happened to Lil JonBenet. And also, will we ever find out who unlived JonBenet? Will we ever find out? They have the DNA sitting right there. They have a profiler right now ready to get that DNA and narrow down and find who unlived JonBenet, but they're sitting on it. Why and what? This your girl Queen, and I'm out.